Once again, this has absolutely nothing to do with the coronavirus epidemic. This is about hot tubs. Okay, we went on another of our little trips, and on a couple of occasions, going out and coming back, we stayed in a motel. Motels used to attract travelers with a clever gadget, many of them called magic fingers. You'd slip a few quarters into a slot by the side of the bed, flip a switch, and the mattress would begin to vibrate. It was quite a nice ride, and I think millions of quarters went into those slots. That ended when motels began to feature swimming pools. And then indoor swimming pools. The motel we stayed at had an indoor pool and what they called a whirlpool. I would not call it a whirlpool. I'd call it a hot tub. A whirlpool sucks you down. This hot tub lifted you up. The water in it was very hot, steaming. It's hard to ease into it. It's so hot. But then you manage, and it's pure warmth pressing into you. Then the jets fire up. The bubbling, churning begins, and you feel so good you get disoriented. The tub warns you about getting dizzy. I say getting dizzy is the whole point. Aching knees don't feel so bad anymore. It's really heavenly. This marvelous device was invented by Candido Enzo Jacuzzi, who lived from 1903 to 1986, an Italian who emigrated to the United States. He created the bath for his son Kenny when the boy was 15 months old because he was born with rheumatoid arthritis. Jacuzzi secured a patent for his machine in 1963 and was marketing it in 1968. He was bought out by a company that hired a man named Roy Jacuzzi, no relation. Roy began to claim that he invented it. Things did not get straightened out until 30 years later, when the original patent was certified. Imagine a bath so good, so soothing, so relaxing, that someone would try to steal it from you. That's how good it is. It must be obvious that I'm in love with the hot tub and forever grateful to Candido Jacuzzi. And I hope Roy Jacuzzi spends eternity in a cold puddle. While I was sitting in that lovely hot tub, my brain thoroughly disengaged, I thought of the movie Hot Tub Time Machine. I'd not seen it because, come on, it had to be silly, really, really silly. But suddenly, sitting there in the hot bubbling water, I knew I had to see it, silly or not, because the concept of the hot tub time machine made such perfect sense to me. I believe that when the writers of the script pitched it to Hollywood, they were all sitting in a hot tub. Green light, say no more. I did see the movie, and yes, it was silly. Because of the title, I wanted to like it more than I did. I thought it was okay, a little too frenetic and crude for me. Because it was about time, there was a lot about predestination and fate. Three guys who were stuck in their lives that were not working out go back in time thanks to the hot tub, and they change their lives into ones that are successful and happy. All's well that ends well. For a crazy, mixed-up tale, it was way too predictable. Never a good thing when you know what's going to happen, and it does. So, ho-hum. I'm still completely in favor of the title. Back in our tub, my partner said she felt like a lobster. I said I felt more like a bagel. But now I'm going to say a balloon, a hot air balloon, of course. Hot tubs, even if they can't move you around in time, have their place in the world. Thank goodness they put them in some motels. I would think that they would be a big hit in those assisted living places, retirement homes for old-timers. It would feel so good to soak those old bones. I think they would have to have sign-up sheets. The old coots would make appointments to avoid long lines. But where I think we really need the hot tubs the most is in our prisons. You could have a beneficial effect on the behavior of the incarcerated population if you offered time in the hot tub in exchange for good behavior. A convict shows some good manners and they get 2 minutes in the hot tub. It's the exact opposite of tossing them in the cooler. With the hot tubs, you no longer punish, you reward. And I definitely think that they would work. The only problem is that after a whole lot of good behavior had piled up, they would be eligible for parole. Only, given the hot tub situation, they would not want to leave. The prison would be like a long-term motel. Something could be worked out. Install 6 hot tubs in a maximum security prison and start the program. Throw in magic fingers, if you like. The result would be immediate and amazing. All respect to Candido Enzo Jacuzzi and the healing power of his fantastic hot tub.